A so shadow energy. In numerology, it's the hidden, repressed, or unbalanced energy that's at the core of every single number. Hmm. Is there a difference between shadow energy and karmic debt? Let's see. So, hey everyone, it's Lori from Numerology with Lori. Please feel free to like and subscribe. And if you do have a chance to subscribe, there is a bell icon button that if you click on it, it will have four options. Please choose the option for all, ALL, because the default option of, I think it's personalized, it's basically YouTube's way of providing everything that they want you to see. So my feeling is you'd probably rather know for yourself or select for yourself. So choose all. Anyway, so let's talk about the shadow side of a number. The shadow represents repressed emotion. Now, we talked about that slightly in the beginning, but it's also about trauma, about traits like anger and jealousy. Ooh. So I did a quick research here and I calculated a few different words here. Shadow is a number that adds to 25/7. And you can see it there, 25/7, right there. I'm pulling a Dana Kipple. So based on that, there's so many different things that we could talk about there. But so one of the things that I feel that this my own experience with this trauma, this is the beginning of my experience. I'm a person that needed to go to a 12-step program to quit drinking alcohol. Just telling you, being straight with you. Um, I got chills, just so you know. I took it upon myself to do the 12 steps that were provided to me. So, I mean, I did as in-depth a version as I could. I was a little older getting into AA, and I just thought, no, I want to do this now. So there are some people who don't. They do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and that's fine if that's what works for them. Personally, though, I needed to go about the whole situation. I needed to do everything. And I got to the fourth step, and this is where things really got interesting for me. It took me a while. I procrastinated. I I felt very afraid to do this step, this fourth step, because really what it means is going through your whole life and looking at all the areas where somebody did you wrong. That's what most people think. But the second part of that is what scared me. The second part of that is going into the situation, not only seeing where somebody did you wrong, but looking to see if there was anything you could have done, I could have done to make it different or make it better. Maybe not immediately better. I mean, let's say the situation was something where you had no control over it. Say you were a child or a baby, but it's taking it further with you. Do you have any control over that? That's a shadow side of things. That's the trauma. That's the anger and the jealousy can come up and you don't even know why. Mm, mm. Anyway, that's really, really helped me. Did I need to do further work? Yes. One of the things that helps right now is journaling, therapy. I wound up going to an addictions counselor because I wasn't handling it on my own very well. So the addictions counselor really helped. So counseling helps, journaling, as we talked about, meditation. They're all tools that a person can use. So when we concentrate on these undesirable traits or even suppressed traits, such as confidence building or lack of confidence, which may have been repressed for us when we were children. We don't know. But those are the things that we need to concentrate on and to look at now because we are better than this. We are better than what we put out there. Mm. Um, yeah, so we don't want to keep ourselves safe and we don't want to, I mean, yes, we want to keep ourselves safe, but we don't want to conform to keep ourselves safe. We want to learn to be who we are. So we have to look at the fact that, and I think we touched on this in the very beginning, the karmic debt is different than shadow work. Mm. So I'd like to think that working on your shadows, my shadows, will help to heal my karmic debt, but it is different. Karmic debt is actions that happened in your past that you didn't complete. So it has to be brought over into the next life with you. So karmic debt is from past lives, whereas shadow work can be specifically about what you did in this life, and you can learn to not so much heal it or make it perfect, but make it whole again. And we'll talk about that briefly. So we need to accept and integrate the shadow aspect. We need to forget about eliminating it. There's no such thing as elimination. And I'm going to tell you, I was the first person to say, "Mm-mm-mm, not looking at that. Nope, not me." But boy, when I did, it was like a whole world opened up to me, a whole world. I not only looked at the shadow side, but I could see where it could benefit me to to help me become whole and not perfect. I'm not a perfect human being. Nobody, at least I don't think so. I know I'm not a perfect human being. So, and one of the things that another story I want to tell you is last year, I didn't realize that what I was doing was working on trying to be perfect. Um, I had a hip replacement done at the end of the year and it went wrong. So I had to have it redone in the middle of January. Not only that, but between 12/19, when I got the first hip replacement done, to that middle of January, I was like stuck. I couldn't move. I had to be in touch with the anger that I was feeling over this situation I found myself in. So, okay, so then I got the hip replacement done again on the 16th of January. Then in the middle of February, I had to have what they call an ablation or so that was for the incision. And not only that, but they had to go in and replace part of the hip because they found infection. So here I am, 6 months later, realizing that all of this may have been my higher self telling me, Lori, slow down. Take a look at the shadow side of yourself. Quit trying to be something that you're not. Don't try to be perfect. Just try to be whole. Ooh. That was a really hard concept. And that is the only way that I have gotten through this situation these past few months. And I will say that if you can love yourself as you are, you're going to know that you finally decided to accept yourself as an imperfect being, but you're going to feel whole. How wonderful is that? You'll find less isolation, more empathy for others, and fewer conflicts, either with others or within yourself. Yeah, that's really pretty interesting. So you're going to feel the hidden aspects and the talents come loose. You're going to all of a sudden be able to do the things that you want to do, such as writing, maybe artists, maybe you're going to draw, maybe you're going to I don't know. But remember that it's if you are able to integrate and to feel less trauma in your life. Now keep in mind that it always comes back again. It always does. That's just the way of life. And it's okay because now you've had the experience of the previous time dealing with it and you can deal with it again. That's something that I learned doing that darn fourth step. That every time I thought it was gone, that okay, I've dealt with this, it's done. It comes back. So something that I've learned through that happening is that it's normal, and each time you deal with it better and better and better. So you again be true to yourself and with balance and integration, and remember it's your deep. So go into the shadows, go as deep as you can this time, and feel better. Thank you so much for being with me. I really hope this has helped you. It's helped me so much to write it. So, if nothing else, I appreciate you being here for that. Thank you so much. Bye.